Hello and welcome back to Songs of Six. Welcome back, welcome back. Man, I've been having so much fun in this game recently, and I just wanted to share with you guys how far I've made it. I've got some cool series planned on the side. I've been practicing in some other games. I just want to let you know that there are some new city builders, not new in the sense of new game, but new to me, that I'm going to be playing. Some that just recently got released, some that are just really good, others that are little hidden gems. So if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. You'll see all kinds of new videos coming out very soon. I don't often ask people to subscribe, but this is one of those rare opportunities where I get to, because there's a lot of new stuff coming. Every day I'm getting back on track, and there's always that moped flying by in the background, and I'm getting back on track with them as well. Anyways, welcome back to Songs of Six. I do want to say thank you to everyone who's been keeping up with the series so far. I know it's been kind of all over the place, but I am just going with the flow, what I like to do, what feels best for me, because personally I don't want to press myself too much and make myself not want to play. I want to get to that point of a beautiful city with all of the stuff I ever wanted, and we're getting there. We're getting much bigger. We're organizing better, so I'm going to start, like is tradition, with the Amvians. I spend a lot of time with the Amvians. Surprisingly, I like them a lot. And so I went in here and I built them. Oh, I should have upgraded that too. I built them a bunch of nice things. So we have a hospital, a warehouse, and a training ground for them here, so that they have a specific training ground for their area, as well as a mass grave in case anybody gets killed and they don't fit in the graveyard, as well as from a scaffold, mostly from a scaffold. So we have the Amvian hatchery here, a little warehouse. This is still the size of the warehouse that fits this whole area. I need to get a bigger one, but it's really doing them fine. Like, they don't really need that much stuff. They don't ask for much, and they have plenty of things. As you can see, our resources are through the roof on most of those resources. I don't really need anything. Struggling to get money here and there, but I am spending a lot, so it's alright. We've got our houses all set up. We've got a little shrine back here. We put our food stall and our market like this. I think I showed you guys that in the last episode. So a lot of this stuff is probably still the same from the last episode, but I did expand and change a little bits here and there. I put the stage. I moved the guard post, I think, and I put some stocks, as well as the stockade. I put a dungeon. So the idea is that the guards don't have to go super far. They can just hang out here, do their thing, catch the criminal, and then put him in the dungeon that's closest. Mitigating the travel time that he needs to go from here to wherever the dungeon might be. Let's say it's over here. So that's kind of how I have that going. Whew. So the Ketonian / Tilapi zone. These guys, they were a big portion of my time as well. So mostly Tilapis and the Amvians and the Ketonians got my attention. So I switched their farm over here to 2 vegetable farms so that the Ketonians just constantly have spare veggies. We have this building here, and actually let's pop that up. This is our like outward storage building, but then we have 2 inside here, so they can fit more and more storage stuff. And then we have a nice big old janitor, 2 of the Ketonian hatcheries or breeders here, so that we can keep producing Ketonians. They die at a pretty fast rate, and I might need more of this, but this little wooden palisade is kind of a commentary. Like, it's going to be doubled out and it's going to be expanded. It's going to be like its own little like region, where the stone one will be its own as well. So this is going to like go out and probably reach the water. I don't know yet, but the idea is that this is just kind of the markers that I wanted to place so that I knew where the walls were going to be. I do want walls. I think that despite their value right now in V.66 being kind of useless, they still look good, and I do want to have them in my city, so we're going to have them. We went and moved the Ketonians and made them much nicer housing. So they have little benches outside, they've got some trees, they've got torches, they've got a well, speaker, all of this stuff. And I went for a very organic flow, so I hope you guys enjoy this little style I'm going for. I've tried a lot, I've tried very hard. I still have a lot of decorations to fill in here, like put some benches in here, put some trees. I've got a stockade here, we have a dungeon, we have a slaver, we have the hearth. We have 2 bathhouses for the Ketonians and the Dundarian, or the Tilapis. They don't both need them, like, necessarily, not like, I didn't need to put 2. I could have extended it and had 1, but I decided that I wanted to have 2. I thought it looked good, and eventually I could expand and put some more stuff in here, different services, but for now, I think that's good. And I should have a physician. Oh no, he's over here. Physician, right over here, on the north side of the Tilapi zone. So the Tilapis have a little less housing, but it's upgraded housing. I'm going to need to double it and start to expand it, but I'll probably put it here. That's kind of why I left this region open. I want more Tilapis simply because they're bowmen, and we have this huge archery range here, very long archery range, but it only fits 80. And then we have a graveyard out front of it in case people die. Actually put a little road to it as well, so that they can get access to that if people die, and bury them, and then their boys can sympathize and feel bad about it. It's very, very tragic stuff, and as a ruler I feel nothing for them. But here we have a graveyard and a hospital in case they do get injured and we can save them, and a little warehouse. These little warehouses right next to it. It's one of my favorite designs here, is to put a small warehouse with just the opiates and the fabric. Get it to fill up, and then you never have to look back because they will always keep this building stocked. And the, I guess doctor or nurse or whatever doesn't have to go too far. What are they? I think they're a nurse. It doesn't specifically tell me. Yeah, they won't have to go too far. We have the Enteldome pastures here. These are just supplementary for our meat. We are producing a lot because we don't have any regions that are producing meat, but we do have a couple of regions, and these guys are pretty decent. Matter of fact, what I'll probably do is something like... Yeah, no, it's still not as good. Probably better to get that since it's going to give me some value. Although it's saying I'm not allowed to. Here's something that happens. Oh, I see. It's just because we have no admin. We're stuck right now until we get that admin. We've got a ration maker here. So the Ketonians should be working here. Yep, Ketonians are working here as well as random other people. This is producing enough rations for our army to start to think about getting into the world. Ideally, I want to build a fort probably out here and then have them transport all of the military related goods there so that the troops who are training and ready to go into battle are ready in there and they've got everything close by the border. That's kind of how I want to do that. We have 2 training grounds here for the Dundarians to train up. We've got these little plazas for the Dundarians with some speakers, a little bit of statue action, some wells, and then all of the different refineries and businesses, I put them in here that I needed for the most part. So we have our carpenter, mason, tailor, weaver, paper maker, and metal smelter. Each of these guys I found was the most valuable. Carpenter obviously helps you create more buildings. Mason, same kind of deal. Tailor keeps your people clothed, keeps them happy. Speaking of which, we should probably give them some more clothing access space. And then we've got the weaver here, which is obviously weaving up all that cotton we're getting. And we've got a paper maker, taking the wood that's coming in and turning it into paper so that we can actually get more admin. And then we have the metal smelter, of course, turning the ore that we're getting into metal. Each one of these has a matching warehouse so that you can quickly grab what you need and go back to where you need to go. And I need to put little doors on the other side. Matter of fact, I'll do that right now. Because the idea is they're just going to have to go straight to their house from the end of the street there. Like, the Dundarians like noise, so it's okay for them to live in a close proximity with their jobs. One of the only benefits, or actually not one of the only benefits, but one of the things that makes them super OP, in my opinion, because you can literally build these dense areas. So they live right next to their area, and they're happy with the noise. I set this up from 75 to 100, and I instantly got 25 Dundarians plus more. There's usually, 28 right now. They just all came flooding into the city and immediately took jobs. So I went in through here and I organized. We've got a nice bathhouse. We have a barber, and if you notice I had barbers kind of tucked around. I think I had a barber. No, these guys don't have the barber yet. They need a barber. The Amvians should have a barber. Nope. No barber for them either. But I did get the barber, and I've been putting barbers throughout the city. Each area will have its own barber. And we have a hospital, physician, as well as a lavatory. The hospital is close to these buildings so that in case somebody gets injured, they will get brought here. The lavatory, and then the little warehouse right next to it with the opiates and our fabric. These are our last buildings from this area. These are pretty much just our weapons and then our pottery. So we need to get the weapons guys out of here, and then I'll move the potter. I'll probably have the potter go right here. And we have a strange oddball of a building kind of over here. He is the charcoaler. This is where the Balti-crawler breeder used to be, and then I removed the Balti breeder, and I just put this charcoaler in. He's basically here in case I start to run out of money and I can't afford, which I doubt I will. I can't afford the coal, which I'm purchasing. He's going to help out. It'll also kind of alleviate the money that I'm spending anyways and help me save some money. So we got that charcoaler right there. And then we've got, not the last, but the definitely the least, because the The Garthimes are worthless to me. I really don't give a shit about them. I spend very little time paying attention to them. I never give them housing. I barely feed them. And they're happy. They are much happier than they were in the first episode and the second episode. We've got the Sithalon mine here where they're working hard. We've got plenty of them working here. And then we also have the ore mine, of course, where they're working. And all their services here. All of this needs to get expanded. I need to cut this mine out and start putting more space in for them. That is for another fiend, another day, because this is going to take a lot more time than it took me on the rest of them, and plus the Garthimes are the least of my concern. The primary concern is the humans, and here we are, we're at the humans. These guys have it made. They have the bathhouses, and if I go into services, you can check their services. Bathhouses are at 90 overall, 30 or 73%, I was going to say 37. 73% for wells, which is great. That's actually fantastic. We just need to get the upgrade machine parts, and then we can immediately get those going to 100%. We've got 90% on barbers, which is amazing, and we don't even have barbers in the regions where I need them to be. We have 91% on labs, 98 on physicians, 100% hospitals, 95 for the food stalls, 57 for fight pits because they are upgraded. They need to get the Falcata in order to actually get that. And then we have 98, 98, 98. So, or 99. We are blasted into space with our services. Like, I am doing better than I've ever done on services. This is definitely a prime example for a city, and I hope that I keep it going when I get to higher populations. My main concern was that if I get to a higher population, the services are definitely going to get a little bit more tricky, a little bit more challenging. But when you build this organic flow style and you just start to plop things down where you need them, it works. It works really, really well. And I recommend it heavily to people. So we've got the traditional, these original bakers. I gotta actually upgrade these, get that going. We moved everything from out here. We have the graveyard for the Dundarians. Technically, everyone can get buried here, but mostly Dundarians and some humans will get buried here. We have the bath, the barbers, and then these little warehouses here in front are actually for the bathhouse. They have space for coal. We have our human nursery, our throne room, of course, and then this warehouse here is just a spare warehouse for anything that I really don't have space for, or I didn't have any like spots for in crates. So the resources that were over here, basically like this, bows. We don't have any space for bows, so I'm going to put something like that, and then they'll bring that over here and fill it up, make sure it doesn't rot on the ground. That's just in case this region here starts to get too much of fish or any of that stuff, because these are selling everything that's excess right here, so that it doesn't like pile up around my throne. You can see we've got the humans. This is their layout. This is the housing layout I've chosen for them. They're the only humans. They're the only group of people that I've kind of gone for the copy and paste method. Excuse me, that looks terrible. What the heck? Oh, I see what's going on, because there's the stuff in front of them. They're the only ones I've gone for with that method, though. So what basically is happening is the humans have wider spread buildings simply because the humans want more open space. That's all. So I have done my best to kind of give them more space between their housing. That's all this is. Because you could get away with just tucking them in all on top of each other. But ideally, I'd rather not do that. I'm trying to make sure I don't forget what I had here. Speed that time up right quick. Honestly, it doesn't matter if I replace it with the same thing or a different thing. I just want to make sure that that does not look like crap. Yeah, let's get that out of there. There we go. But yeah, so the humans live over here, and they're wide open spaces, so that they've got plenty of happiness in their environment. They should see. Oh, it doesn't even say urbanization bothers them. Space. Oh, it's space right here. So they like it. So it's 60%. The more space they have, the happier they are. It's not urbanization that bothers them, but it's the space rather. We have their labs though at the end of the street here. So we have 4 big labs and a decent sized admin building. enough space to expand a couple more, guys, if I need to. Ideally, we're going to adjust all of this, get an actual trading and export depot area, logistics hub. All of these different things need to get sorted in the next episode because I am just beat. I've been playing a lot of Clan Folk. I'm actually going to spoil what the first part of the episode was. Clan Folk is one of those games that's going to be coming soon. I have learned what I think is enough to actually play a decent series for you guys. Because that's something that I find is important. I don't want to get into a game and not know what the heck I'm doing. And be like, hey, what the heck is going on? Why is this happening? And it's like right there in the tooltips, because you get this tunnel vision when you're playing for a video and you just lose track of what you're doing. And that's kind of the reason why I don't like recording while thinking and talking and doing all that stuff. I'd rather just sit here and play the game, get to the point, and then show you guys what I got. Because it's easier to explain after the fact and where I'm going than it is for me to explain in the moment, because I'm only going to be saying, well, hurry up, guys, hurry up. Because a lot of the time I've been spending watching people grow, literally grow, and I'm just decorating or designing, expanding, constantly doing new, more interesting tasks. And we have to connect our wall up here to this mountain and then start to expand into that. Hopefully this whole region here will just be Amvian territory. Regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed this short little video. I know they're getting shorter and shorter, so I try to extend them somewhat for you guys. I hope you guys enjoy. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.